Welcome to Mondays with Mark. If you're watching on Facebook, please share our program so all your friends can watch along with you. And if you're watching on YouTube, be sure and subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss a Mondays with Mark. Hey everybody, this is Monday, and I want to tell you right now over at marklowry.com, Mark Lowry for President t-shirts. Can you believe it? Mark Lowry for President. We're doing it again, and the word on the street is that it won't let me, hold on a second. The word I don't have a chance. Oh God. But what could hurt? Over at marklowry.com, Danny's come up with these shirts. If you want to help me win the presidency in 2020, I'll be happy to run the country. I run everything else. I run everything around here in my studio / bedroom / office with my sidekick, Colleen. How are you, Colleen?
I'm good. I'm great.
It's good to be back with you.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, let's sing a little. Y'all want to? Philip and I were singing, and I'd never heard this song, but it's easy to learn, and so I want you to sing along. I was glad when they said unto me, I was glad when they said unto me, I was glad when they said unto me, let us go to the house of the Lord. Sing it, y'all. Well, I was glad when they said unto me, I was glad when they said unto me, I was glad when they said unto me, let us go to the house of the Lord. Hello everybody coming in. I came running when they said unto me. Sing. I came running when they said unto me, I came running when they said unto me, let us go to the house of the Lord. All right, now play it, Philip. I came running when they said unto me, I came running when they said unto me, I came running when they said unto me, let us go to the house of the Lord. Hey everybody, welcome to Mondays with Mark. We have got such a great show. Philip B. Dare's over there on the keyboard. He's our entire orchestra, band, everything. Colleen, my sidekick's here.
I'm here.
Dave Koz, y'all. Dave Koz will be here in a little bit. We're going to Skype him. He's out in California. Is everybody on Facebook? I see you on YouTube. Where's my Facebook comments? I only see YouTube coming in. But thank you, Clear Video, Kathy Hall, Hannah Gadledge, Catherine Pierce, Barbara Alice Davis, Joseph Beach. Hey, Joe Beach. That's my friend out in Colorado, Joe Beach.
Hey, Joe.
Cindy Higgins, Harriet, Brett Hoft. Anyway, thank you all for coming in. Let's sing one more song before we get to the rest of this program. There is a name I love to hear. I love to sing its worth. It sounds like music in my ear. The sweetest name on earth. Everybody sing. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus, because he first loved me. There are other verses to that. Let's see one. It tells of one whose loving heart can feel my deepest woe. In each sorrow bears a part that none can bear below. Everybody sing it home. Oh, how I love Jesus. 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 Because he first loved me. All right, play it one more time. Philip, play it for us. Oh, sing, oh, how I love Jesus. I love him tonight. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. It's because he first loved me. And Anthony Ramsey out there said he wanted to hear Had It Not Been. Do you remember Had It Not Been? A little chorus of that? Just suppose God had searched. That was for you over there on YouTube. Who asked for that? Andrew, was it? I think it was. I hope you enjoyed it. I love that song, old Rusty Goodman. He wrote some good ones. We got some things to talk about tonight, kids. The Astros have messed up.
I tell you, I don't understand it. You know, that's on the news today. It's hot news. I mean, I can heard a little bit about it, but I don't understand about the garbage can lid and giving signals and all of it.
How do they hear the garbage can lid through all right, they're banging on the lid for the, I believe what I heard on the news, for the pitcher or something to hear the codes. But how do they hear that above the crowd screaming?
I have no idea. I don't understand it. I said it seems like the Flintstone age when you use a garbage can to
and that breaks my heart.
give signals.
It's like we got a can across the yard with a string.
Yeah, I don't understand it all, but
Cookie Monster.
Huh?
Wasn't it Cookie Monster?
Cookie Monster?
Garbage can.
yes.
Yeah. Well, the Cookie Monster has come up and robbed our joy tonight.
Oh,
because the
my.
Astros, we were so proud of them. Now we got to rethink things.
Well, we still love them.
Yeah, we
I
do.
mean, yeah.
What are we gonna do?
That
We have
doesn't
to.
hurt how great a
But we
players
don't have to
they
like
are.
it.
Well, no, we don't have to like it.
Just like we can love people without liking them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people I love, I don't like. If you go through Thanksgiving and Christmas, you have one in your family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you'll cry at their funeral, but you don't want to go on vacation with them. You know. Hey, Dave Koz is here, y'all. And before we get to him, and I know some of his fans probably are tuned in because he's a legend. Philip knew who he was. See, all the musicians know Dave Koz. He's a jazz legend. And he's going to be here in just a minute. And of course, next week, Adam Crabb, from the Gaither Vocal Band will be here.
Oh, neat.
But I was glad to see Pat Sajak was back at Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
Do y'all watch Wheel of Fortune right before Mondays with Mark every Monday? I do. I
do. That's fun.
I love Wheel of Fortune.
It's fun to try to guess.
You know, I auditioned for that show back years ago. They had the auditions in L.A., and I was in L.A., so they had a sign-up audition. So I went over and auditioned, but it's a lot harder to audition than it is to watch it at home, because they make the test just harder, and I didn't even get past that test.
Well, what do you think about Jeopardy? That's been
You are
fun.
watching Jeopardy, aren't you? The greatest, what are they?
Champions. Yeah.
Have you been watching, Philip? No, you don't care.
Haven't been doing the Champions. Oh, it's so
James, Ken, and Brad. Now Brad's pitiful. He isn't doing very good.
He hasn't been.
And I sit there and just judge him with my C grade GPA. I sit there, don't know one answer. You know what? They went through that whole first game. Not one question was wrong. Not one of them got one question wrong.
Isn't that amazing?
I did not know one question. I did not know any of them.
I answered a couple of them.
I would be so embarrassed.
I did. I had a few
They stuck me up there and made me do that. I wasn't paying attention. I don't know how they know all that stuff.
I don't know.
And who cares?
Well,
how would you want to know all that stuff?
Well, I guess
my brain doesn't have room. Well, y'all, I've been trying out something. When you hit 61, you might want to get you some hearing aids. I went and got tested. I go back tomorrow to tell them I don't think I'm quite ready. But I do like them, but they were kind of loud when you start singing with them, I guess. And I heard things like when she stuck them in, they did an ear test. You know, you go do this complete ear test. And they have like room noise. That's where I have the most trouble hearing, at a restaurant full of people. Everybody's talking, and there's no carpet on the floor, so everything just bounces everywhere, and you can't hear. And so I thought I would try some hearing aids, and I think they help in restaurants, but I don't know.
You don't think you're ready?
I don't know if I'm ready to take that plunge, because then it's just a downhill slope. And the next stop is the grave.
Oh, Lord.
No. But, you know, when my eyesight went bad when I started wearing reading glasses. And yes, it did. I had pretty good eyesight, and I remember Dina, when I turned 40, she bought me my first pair of reading glasses.
She got all of us.
I know, bought all
glasses.
of us reading glasses just because we turned 40. She thought we needed them. And then, boy, I started wearing them, and it just, now I'm Bartimaeus. I'm telling you, I don't have to worry about leaving my glasses anywhere because I can see nothing without them. Well, all right. I guess what we ought to do now is get a hold of Dave Koz, y'all. I'm gonna Skype him, but first, while I do that, I want to play you a little something. This is my friend, Kathy Thompson.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
we gotta
Kathy.
talk about Kathy.
Kathy. Yesterday we had lunch with Kathy at Taste of Texas, and this is one of the oldest friends, older than this one, older than Philip. I'm talking. We go so far back. I think I was 11 when I met her.
Yeah, just children.
And I spent most of my childhood. So I want you to meet my friend Kathy.
Let Colleen be in it too.
She'll be in it. Hey, Colleen.
Hi.
So here we are, y'all. I'm sitting here with Kathy Thompson, who I have known longer than I've known Dina, Colleen, Bubba, any of them. This young lady was a few years ahead of me at the Greenwood Village Baptist Church. Then she went on to Tennessee Temple University. We went to Liberty, but what I remember most is going to your mother's house, your mom and dad's house on Branding Iron, growing up, having the most fun when I would beat you in Monopoly.
Only when you cheated. And he did cheat.
I never cheated.
We have cassette tapes of you cheating.
Me cheating? Well, it was so good, and her mother made the best chocolate pie. When I broke my bones in that Pivot on Your Good Foot story. I don't know if you've ever heard that, but where I broke 11 bones in a car wreck, and Mrs. Thompson would bring me the chocolate pie. It was amazing.
All he had to do was pick up the phone and say, I need a chocolate pie.
And your dad would be so upset.
Because he never got them.
He never got them. Well, thank you for letting me interview you, Kathy. Anything you want to say about what a wonderful childhood we had? We did have a good
We had a
one.
really good childhood. We did. We were blessed.
We were blessed.
Lots
Remember
of good memories.
at Beulah Land?
Yes, that was our church camp.
You were there when I
So
got
awesome.
saved. June
Yes.
5th, 1973. Can you believe that? We sat under that tree, and I wanted to put a plaque there, remember?
Yes. You didn't?
I don't
Didn't
think we
you?
did. I don't think we
We need to
did.
go back and do that.
I know. Could we even find that
No,
place
I tried.
now?
I can't find it.
It's just like it disappeared.
Somewhere out in the woods in Nacogdoches, Texas.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Love you.
Good memories. I love you too.
I want to tell you about something I'm very excited about this coming February, which is next month. 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th. What is the actual date? 13th through the 16th. I'm going to be in New York City at Carnegie Hall, and I want you to go with me. If you follow the links below in the show notes, you will see one for the singer, if you're a singer, or one if you're not. You just want to go along to Carnegie Hall, New York City, a boat ride with me and Natalie Grant and all these other wonderful singers. Let me tell you who's going to be here. Donnie McClurkin, me, of course, Russ Taft, Danny Goki, Natalie Grant, Hezekiah Walker, Jeff Baumgartner, and we need you to be in the choir. You want to be in the choir, sing with us, and then afterwards go on a boat ride? It's going to be a fun New York trip. So check out the show notes below and join us. Can't wait to see you in New York City. And it looks like Ronnie Piedmont, you must already be signed up. It says you'll see us at Carnegie Hall.
And Jan Ritter.
And Jan Ritter, can't wait.
for
Good, we'll see you there too. I hope you can come. We want to thank Tricia Walter for she sent me, excuse me, here it is again. You get old, you just belch, you can't stop it. Tricia, thank you for the Taste of Texas gift cards that you sent me for Christmas. That's what we ate on yesterday. Only had to add $5 to it.
Yeah, no.
That's
Thank
pretty
you,
great.
Trish.
Thank you, Trish. We're grateful. Hey, I'm going to play you a little song while I get Dave Koz. This is a song I hadn't thought about in years, but I wrote it years ago, and I taught it to Philip, or he got on the YouTube and learned it. And while I'm pulling up Dave Koz, I want to play this for you. We recorded this before you got here today, Colleen.
Okay.
Sometimes we go through trials that are so hard to bear. We lift our face toward heaven. God, are you really there? I've asked that same question. I've been down that road, and looking back, I now can tell you He's always let me know there is hope, so hold on, there is hope. God has sent me here to tell you there is hope. He knows just what you're going through and what the future holds. As long as Jesus lives, there is hope. He was bruised for our transgressions, nailed upon a tree. He cried out to his Father, why have you forsaken me? But through this suffering Savior, He brought healing to our pain. And the one who raised Him from the dead can restore us all again. And there is hope, so hold on, there is hope. God has sent us here to tell you there is hope. He knows just what you're going through and what the future holds. As long as Jesus lives, there is hope. Yes, there is hope, so hold on, there is hope. God has sent me here to tell you there is hope. And He knows what you're going through and what your future holds. But as long as Jesus lives, there is hope. As long as Jesus lives, there is hope. Well, we did that earlier today. I am so excited. Let me introduce you, ladies and gentlemen, the renowned legend. There he is, Dave Koz. Dave, thank you so much for being on our little program.
Little program? It's a huge program. Very honored to be here, Mark. Thank you very much for having me.
Well, I met you through our mutual friend, Mitch. What's our mutual dear friend, Mitch? Mitch, oh, dear Lord, I hope he's not watching this. I just had another one of those brain farts.
He's in Havana, Cuba right now. So
Is
the chances are him
good.
watching this
He won't
is quite
see
slim.
this.
Yeah.
Well, Mitch, so what happened? So y'all will know. A friend of ours passed away, Mitch's and mine. I go to California. I really re-meet Mitch. Met him through another mutual friend. And he told me you did Mary Did You Know on your Christmas project. And of course, I was thrilled because I've known of you forever, on the jazz charts and all these. I mean, y'all, you're not going to believe. Let me just tell you who all this man has played. To me, it's
You
so
don't want to
amazing.
hear me sing.
To me, it is amazing that you have had a career playing an instrument. That is not easy. That's harder than having a singing career, I would think.
Well, I think that the place for instrumental music is it's a big part of people's lives. It maybe is not top of mind, but occasionally, our listening habits, and now with the way technology is, we can listen to anything we want at the drop of a hat. We say, "Oh, I want to hear some saxophone." Well, you can pull up Spotify and take your pick of maybe hundreds of saxophone players. So I think that we're in a different time period now of listening to music where if we're in the mood for instrumental music, it's there. You don't have to have a big selection of jazz music to be an instrumental music fan.
Right.
And I think the saxophone, I feel very blessed to be able to play that instrument as an instrumentalist, because the sax has such a wide range of emotions that it can convey.
Right. From
the deepest, most melancholy solo saxophone that can just tear your heart out, to something that's so fun and full of energy and everything in between. And so I think as far as playing an instrument, I've never felt the need to sing, because I can get whatever emotions that I'm feeling out through that vehicle of the saxophone, and it be felt on the other side.
Absolutely. And you have good friends that sing with you and are happy to do it, like Johnny Mathis, Melissa Manchester, Vanessa Williams. I found all this on the internet, and I'm going, good night, who don't you know?
Well, I'm old.
You're not that old.
I've been around for a while. But I got a chance to work with some amazing singers in my life, and I've learned from those people volumes about how to communicate. One of my good friends is Barry Manilow. I spent a lot of time on the road with Barry, opening up for him.
Wow.
And he's played on a lot of his music. He's sung on my music, and that's a communicator that's so beyond. I've learned so much from that man on how to be able to communicate a message through music to an audience. And the people like you that you mentioned, I just got off the road. We were Melissa joined us for our 22nd annual Christmas tour.
I know. I want to
the
talk
tour
about that
that
too.
played your song on, which was sung on the tour by this gentleman named Chris Walker, who is absolutely a genius vocalist. Who sang the "You Know What" out of your song.
Yeah.
But Melissa Manchester was one of the other vocalists on the tour this year, as well as Jonathan Butler, who is a phenomenal singer and guitar player from South Africa. So getting a chance to be attached at the hip with these singers and legends like Johnny Mathis that you mentioned as well, and Celine Dion and Burt Bacharach and Rod Stewart. I can go on and on, but I've really, really been very fortunate to get a chance to work with some of these incredible talents.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, have been. I just put I forgot to put your URL address up here. Go to davekoz.com, y'all. You've got to go see the Christmas tour. Let's talk about the Christmas tour. You've been doing that for 22 years.
That's right. Yeah, we just finished year 22.
And it
by the way,
like,
for a nice Jewish boy, Mark, how did that happen?
I don't know, but I'm glad it did. Well, Jesus was Jewish. Our Savior was Jewish. You do know that, right? Yeah. Well, anyway, seriously, though, I think you need to come to Houston. I need to see this show. Because they were sold out. Everywhere you went was sold out, wasn't it?
We didn't have every place sold out, but we had really great attendance this year. And I think that with what's going on in our world today, that Christmas is a great reminder. The holidays are a great reminder of who we are at our best. We can get very off track with the craziness of our world and lose sight of just the simple things of kindness and patience and generosity that are hallmarks of being a human being.
Yes.
So I think that the Christmas tour for us, kindness is number one for me.
Right.
The Christmas tour for us is a chance for those of us on stage, and hopefully our audiences as well, to press the reset button going into a new year, saying this is how I want to, sort of reclaiming our lives and saying this is how I want to be moving forward.
And you have a Tesla. I want a Tesla
right there.
I followed everything Tesla. I want to ask you about that. And also, I'm kidding about the Tesla. I think that's fantastic. I want one too. But I love the fact that you are an instrumental advocate. And I think that's great that I guess you encourage young people to get into the instrumental, because what would we do if we didn't have our instrumentalists? I can't play the piano. What would I do with that old Philip coming here on Monday nights and helping me out?
Thank you, Philip.
Yes, thank you, Philip.
Yes.
So I think that's good. And you have some kind of charity work with that or something, don't you?
Well, I think that singers, not that singers don't need help in getting over to the audience as well, but there are many more outlets for singers because we live in a vocal universe. People love hearing people sing songs and are not necessarily drawn immediately to people playing songs. But if you are walking down the street in a place where they have buskers, street musicians, and you see somebody that's playing a horn or playing another instrument, and you stop and you're just mesmerized. It can happen where people playing an instrument without singing can communicate a great message. And so the instrument has been a very big, huge blessing in my life. And so I want to take the platform that I have. And I do it primarily through I host 2 radio shows, one that's on Sirius XM on channel 66 called Watercolors. It's a Sunday show that's on 9 a.m. Pacific time and 12 noon Eastern every Sunday. It's 2 hours. We get a chance to talk about primarily instrumental music and the great people that are making it. And I do a broadcast show that's been on the air for about 25 years on terrestrial radio stations across the country and around the world as well. And that does the same thing too, primarily instrumental music and just talking about these great artists that deserve the recognition.
Absolutely. Well, let me tell you of one that popped in my head you may not have heard of. There's a guy named Gordon Mote, M-O-T-E. I guarantee you he's a keyboardist. And just write that name down, Gordon Mote.
Right,
all my fans know who he is. He played for the Gaithers for years. Gordon Mote, M-O-T-E. He needs to be on your Watercolors show. Yeah. I love Watercolors, by the way. I love that Sirius channel.
Yeah. Well, I will absolutely check him out.
Yeah. Well, I've thoroughly enjoyed just getting to know you. I want everybody to check out because you got cruises. And listen, He sells out cruises. Do you know how hard that is? Bill Gaither is the only one I know, plus a few Southern gospel cruises when a bunch of artists get together can sell one out. But I've never met a jazz, I mean, maybe there are other jazz artists who can sell out cruises. Have you ever heard of one?
Well, the jazz cruise business is actually our main competitor. Where I worked for, I worked as a work for hire for 5 years for our main competitor, and then we sort of broke away and decided to produce it ourselves. And since then, we've had a wonderful, knock on wood, wonderful run. Our mantra is seeing the world together through music. It's not a jazz cruise per se. It's a lot of instrumentalists, but we have a lot of wonderful singers. Brian McKnight is one of our artists this year.
B.B. Winans was on one of your cruises.
He came to Australia in 2019, and the idea is seeing different places. We don't go to the same place ever. So every year it's another part of the globe. This year it starts in Amsterdam and then goes to the British Isles. So we'll be in England and Scotland and Wales and Ireland. Next year in 2021, we start in Barcelona and we cruise to Lisbon, Portugal, and stop in Morocco and a bunch of places in Spain. So every year we try something new, and we have this music travel club that comes along with us. Some of them do it every year, some of them do them every other year or every third year, but it's a lot of the same people that just have gotten addicted to music travel. So you're going to these exotic places during the day, going to see castles and going to see these beautiful vistas and things that you've always wanted to see, and then you come back on board and you're with your friends seeing the musicians you love to see. So it goes from the very early morning to the very late at night. So
how tired are you when that cruise is over?
Well, we do 2 back-to-back nowadays.
You do.
So that's 2 full ship charters. It's about 4,000 people.
Which means you have to do 2 shows a day, identical shows, because you can't get the entire cruise into the theater, correct?
Exactly. So, but we do 2 of those, 2 week-long cruises back-to-back, so that the same, different guests, but the same exact cruise twice. So when I come back at the end of that, I'm pretty horizontal for a number of days.
I bet you
Don't talk.
I bet you
But I
are.
wouldn't trade it for the world. I love it. I love being just immersed, just marinating in the music for a whole week. There's nothing like it. And being around people, our guests that enjoy this experience so much, and seeing what happens. I don't want to say it turns into a religious experience or a spiritual experience, but it's more than just about the music.
Right.
The music is what gets people there, and I know that your particular bent is gospel bent. We have a gospel show that is very early in the week that sets the tone for the rest of the week about what this is for people. It's not a religious thing, but it's a heartfelt thing, like what we talked about with Christmas, a reminder of how we can be better people.
Amen. I love that. Well, hey, the Jesus I know hated religion. He was such a, I was always turning it upside down and loving on people that shouldn't be loved and loving the outcast and the broken and the disenfranchised. That's the one I follow, and I like him a lot. Hey, listen, thank you so much for being on and taking time. That's Bella Dean in there barking.
Hello, Bella Dean.
Bella Dean. God bless you, man. Thank you for sharing your life with us and what's going on with you. Anything else you want to say before we say goodbye?
I would like to thank you publicly for the absolutely perfection that you created in the world through your song, Mary, Did You Know? And I'll be honest with you, I'll tell you a very quick story because I know you have a limited amount of time, but I didn't know that song. It was actually Bill Medley was the first person that brought that song to me, and Bill was one of our guests. You know Bill from the Righteous Brothers, right? Bill came, he was one of the guests on our Christmas show about maybe 5 years ago, and he said, I asked him to be involved. He said, I want to be involved, and I know exactly the song that I want to sing as my entrance, and it's a song called Mary, Did You Know? And I said, well, I don't know that song, but let me check it out. And I did, and then I heard then I felt like I was super late to the party. And I heard a ton of different versions, and I fell in love with the song, and Bill came on and did it and killed. I mean, it killed that first year.
Wow.
Then the next year, Jonathan Butler sang it with this woman named Shalea. And then this last year, not only did I record it on the Gifts of the Season album, but we did it live on the show. So this is the third Christmas year that we've done the song. And every year, I am inside of it even more from a musician perspective and understand the great nuance and all the little twists and turns of that perfect piece of music that you created. So I just want to say thank you for doing that.
Well,
and
I don't
even
want
if
to
you
take
did nothing
all
else
the
in your life,
credit.
you hit it out of the park with that one, and it's the gift that keeps on giving to so many people.
Let me
So
just
thank
say that Buddy Green wrote the music. I wrote the words, and I don't want to take credit for the music. I wish to goodness I could have written that music. But I figure if you can't read music, you shouldn't write it. So I write words because I can read those. Man,
Well,
thank you.
Words.
I'm sorry?
Thank you for the beautiful words.
Oh, man. I hope when I'm in LA, I can meet you face to face. And I definitely want to come hear your Christmas show next year or any of your shows. If you get to Houston, you got my number. Please let me know.
100%, and thank you very much for having me on your show. And this has been a lot of fun, and I look forward to the next visit.
Thank you, buddy.
Soon.
God bless you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. What a nice fella.
Oh, yeah.
I love him.
Very interesting.
Oh, he sung with so many of my heroes. In fact, today when we were testing the Skype, and I said, "You sang with Johnny Mathis," and I started going, "Chances of the highway, a silly grin," and he said, "That's pretty good." The moment you come in to view, chances are you think. Well, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. Next Monday, we will have Adam Crabb. And then in a couple of weeks, do you remember Wayne Watson?
Yeah.
Yes, he will be here in the bedroom / studio / office. And he will be singing Watercolor Ponies. He'll be singing all those hits he had in the 90s. He did Another Time, Another Place with Sandy Patty. Mm-hmm. Y'all, this is a great guy. He's living in Houston. We've reconnected. He is going to be here. Thank you, Dave Koz. I'll take that down. He's going to be here in a couple of weeks. Next week, Adam Crabb. And I can't wait to see y'all. God bless you.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.
Thank you for tuning in to Mondays with Mark. We'll see you next Monday night, 7 p.m. Central, right here, wherever you saw our program. YouTube, be sure and like us and ring the bell. Facebook, please share our program. And we will see you next Monday night, 7 p.m. Central, for another Mondays with Mark.